My favourite piece of Canadian art is that brilliant elegy to the travelling deep shaft miner called The Closing Down of Summer by the great Cape Breton writer Alistair MacLeod, who went to school as a kid in Merkel, Alberta, once a company town and now an empty field. In fact, I've always wanted to travel with MacLeod to Fort McMurray. I'd like to hear him read to workers who, as MacLeod's characters and family did, left their homes in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia to find employment in the Athabascan tar sands that appear controversial to many and possibly to be our very own Dnieprodzержinsk. The tar sands are a fascinating window through which to glean the nature of the morphing culture of the community we call Canada. In fact, I go so far as to say that it is the fulcrum upon which the very character of the country is being decided. But the land is the first and last trickster, and I see now that the monolithic nature of Canada's resource economy is its cunning aspect, one that may yet stifle what I thought of as Canada's present age of healthy argument. This is not to be a spoiler. I'm not for or against the development of the oil sands, though I'm also not in any special hurry to see them developed. The oil is not going anywhere. Most of all, I'm interested in what the manner of their exploitation says about our culture, for the oil sands are only what we project onto them, what we make of them, and what in turn they make of us. Often I wonder if finally we'll return to that time, ended in North America in the 50s, when the engineer was a social hero, a celebrity, someone who found solutions for problems and was admired for doing so. Dams, pipelines, oil sands, and even fracking are all amazing technological feats that have been pushed to the fringes of an argument about futures that we've allowed to become far too adversarial, to be about foreigners and their money, and oil companies and theirs, to be about dissenters and troublesome First Nations, leveled just as the forest needs to be to make way for the oil sands exploitation and the pipelines that will carry their product away. I don't know which will win out, the monolithic culture of the unbridled resource economy, or the one of argument that care for our diverse society demands. We're the generation that decides. A footnote, if I may, from art, not ours, but applies to us too. Contrary to the popular perception of Faust that we owe to the English playwright Christopher Marlowe, the pleasure that nearly cost the old man his soul was not a tryst with beautiful Helen, whom in Goethe's version he rejected, but the satisfaction Faust derived from a massive engineering project he designed to improve the fortunes of man. Only Faust's ambition was so great that Mephistopheles, the devil's man, was able to trick him. When the valley before him was about to be flooded, Faust asked Mephistopheles if the land had been cleared. Mephistopheles lied and told him that it had been. Blinded by the spirit care, Faust did not see that the kind, aged couple, the Baucis and Philemon, were still living in the valley and killed, their deaths the human cost of Faust's great engineering scheme. We could ignore those who stand in the way in Canada easily enough, though what art tells us is that to be true to our culture of work, but also to that other one of negotiation and sharing, asking what it means to be the other, then we can't let ourselves be blinded by the spirit of care. We can't let the land make fools of us, or we'll end up with our very own Dnieprodzержinsk. Thank you.